Throughout all of my videos that I've created so far, I've never actually addressed any of the negatives of having long hair. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of positives to having long hair. I love having long hair, but there is some negatives with it as well. So for today's video, I will be discussing both the negatives and positives of having long hair.
And it goes a little something like,
I figured we may as well start with the positives because there's more positives than there is negatives. The first positive about having long hair is that it could create a more exotic or a more majestic look for yourself. When you think about it, the general population of males have short hair typically. It is pretty unique for a male to have long hair, or excessively long hair anyways, and it is something that stands out in public. As long as your hair is well groomed and well taken care of, it's something that'll make you stand out, and I mean that in a good way. It'll make you look more interesting to people because, again, not many people have long hair, especially if it's something that you can pull off. So that's my first positive as to why you should have long hair. A second positive for having long hair, at least for me anyways, is that it'll make you feel more authentic, almost like more you. And when I say that, I mean if you were to have long hair and then cut it off, you might almost just not feel like yourself. And again, I cut my hair off at one point when I was growing it out my first time, and it made me feel so unsatisfied. That's the best way to put it, because I feel like I put so much work into this and so much time, and it felt so wasted once I cut it off that I almost just lost a sense of myself the first time I cut it off. I don't know, I was really disappointed and I regretted it, so I grew my hair out the second time and I don't regret it at all. A third positive for having long hair is that you receive more compliments compared to having short hair. And the reason I say this is because when I had short hair, I still put a ton of effort into styling my hair. I would use blow dryers, hair products. I'd try and go for a specific look that I thought was appealing. And again, it was still fine. People would be like, oh, it's a cool hairstyle. But once it is actually long and you're taking good care of it, it just stands out so much more. It's more bold. And if you have good looking, healthy hair, it just gets a ton of compliments. So that is my third positive about having long hair. My fourth positive about having long hair is that it's more fun. You can do more with it, you can do more styles. If you're getting bored with it, you can color certain areas of it to bring more shine and more pop to your hair. All in all, you can do a lot more with it. It's more entertaining, it's more fun. That's my fourth reason. My fifth positive for having long hair is the journey that you have to go through. It's something that tests your tolerance, your patience, and your discipline. And once you can actually persevere and achieve long hair, it's something that can actually shape you as a person because you're just going through so much that you hate and you finally persevere and achieve it. It's a very satisfying feeling. That is my fifth positive. My sixth positive for having long hair is that you go through a research period while growing out your hair. The reason I say that is because, well, if you're watching this video, you're technically doing a little bit of research on hair. And again, it's something that can help educate you and teach you how to maintain hair health, just overall look after your hair. Even if you decide to not keep the hair because you got too frustrated or you don't like the look, you still got rather educated on hair and learned quite a bit. And even going into shorter hair, you can still maintain health and look after it in a better way. My seventh and final positive for having long hair is that it's more versatile than having short hair. Again, if you have short hair, you're only stuck to one style, maybe two max. But if you have long hair, you have many, many options. You can keep your hair down, you can tie it up in different ways, you can braid it. If you're annoyed by it, you just put it in a bun and you don't have to worry about it. There's just a lot of fun things you can do with it, and you learn a lot, and it's just a fun experience overall. And that is my seventh and final reason. On to the negatives of having long hair, because there are some and they are relevant, and it's up to you to outweigh the positives and the negatives to figure out what's worth it to you for having long hair or not having long hair. A negative for having long hair is that hair fall is more noticeable. When you think about it, if I'm running my hands through my hair, if I'm brushing or washing my hair, strands of long hair will get caught up in your fingers. You'll just see it more often on the ground, wherever, and you'll think, oh my God, am I losing my hair? Am I balding? It can cause a lot of stress to people, especially if you're unaware of how much hair you're losing a day, because the average person can lose 50 to 100 strands of hair a day, which is a lot. but it's completely normal. But regardless, that is a negative towards having long hair. A second negative for having long hair is that if you don't have a hair tie, or you lost your hair tie and you're doing something like exercising or eating food, it'll just get all up in your face and it'll get annoying. I've had this firsthand experience. I was eating spaghetti one time and I didn't have a hair tie and I just had to deal with it, but my hair was just right in front of my face and it was just getting in my spaghetti sauce and it's just making a mess and getting all over. And that part kind of sucks, but again, that's something that I can deal with for all the positives of having long hair. A third negative for growing out your hair is that it can create a stigma within certain people. I'm not one to care, I don't judge, and if someone judges me or tries to criticize my hair or whatever, I don't care. I do my thing, I live my life, I don't let that stuff affect me. But again, for certain people it's different, or even your immediate family could really have negatives about it, or it could affect your job purposes. People could think, oh, you're a stoner, or you're a hippie, or you're unmotivated just because you have long hair. But again, who cares? Do your thing. If you want long hair, just do it. Don't listen to what others have to say. But it can be a negative just because for some people's lives, it really can have an effect. Another negative is that you have to go through the brutal, awkward stage. Again, it's something that can last 1.5 years, 2 years, even longer with some people. It sucks. It's not fun. I hated it. I thought of cutting my hair too many times throughout the process, but it's something you can persevere and get through. But again, it's a negative, and that's that. That's all I really gotta say about it. Awkward stage sucks. Another negative, sorry if this offends anyone, but if you are a smaller framed individual, you can get perceived as a woman. I've actually even been called a woman on multiple occasions, at least like 2 or 3 times while I've had long hair. Like while I'm sitting at a table out at dinner somewhere and a waitress comes by and says, oh, how are you ladies doing? You know, she sees the back of my body. I don't know, I just laugh at it. But again, some people can get really offended. I don't want to look like a girl, but who cares? Just grow long hair. Here's another negative. If your hair is not well groomed or well taken care of, or you just have a bad hair day and don't want to take care of it and just let it do its mess, then you go out in public, it's not a good look. It looks sloppy, it looks like you're just not taking care of yourself. So if you have long hair, take good care of your hair, make it look presentable, don't look homeless. Then you'll avoid that negative. I feel like there's too many negatives in this video, but again, I think they're all pretty minimal and it's something that people can get over. But here's another one. When you wash your hair, it sucks. It takes a while to wash your hair. I only wash my hair every like 4 or 5 days, so it's whatever. But it's a long process. Once you have this amount especially, the conditioning takes a while. You have to let the conditioner sit in your hair for a few minutes at least, and it adds a lot of time to your showering process. As well as the drying process for your hair kind of sucks. I don't use any heating products, I don't use a blow dryer, I don't use anything. I just let it naturally air dry, and it'll take sometimes like 30 minutes to dry fully. It depends, but that's just the way it is, and you just gotta accept it and get used to it. My final negative about having long hair is that it's something that you really have to maintain and really take care of. And what I mean by this is that if your hair gets damaged, it's permanently damaged. Your hair can't re-heal itself. And I mean this with something like split ends. So if you just don't get regular trims and you're doing things to damage your hair, or just living life because that just naturally damages your hair, it's something that just can get out of hand very quickly. So be sure to get trims, be sure to not be using things that damage your hair, don't use excessive heat, just avoid those things and then your hair will be just fine. But just remember, long hair is a lot of work, and if you want to make it look presentable and good, you have to really take care of it, and you really should do some kind of research. I guess watching my videos helps, but just make sure you're trying to look at everything you can to make sure you maintain the best health for your hair, just to keep the longevity as best as possible. That's it. That's my video. Those are all my positives. Those are all my negatives. I hope the negatives don't sway you away. Honestly, long hair is a lot of fun. You should try it out if you haven't, or if you're considering it. It's great. But again, that's everything I have to say for this video. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. You know, subscribe if you enjoy my content. That's pretty much all I gotta say. Comment if you have any questions or you want to see a different video. Yeah, that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next video.